And we are back with Dr. Nita to talk about the importance of a healthy diet, whole foods, plant-based foods. So we're continuing our conversation. So there are certainly folks out there who are wanting to make the transition. What are some simple steps that you recommend to get people started?
Okay, so first thing is our snacking options. I want people to snack with fruits and nuts as much as possible instead of crackers and cookies, for example. The other thing is start with something very basic like beans from a large variety of beans, and couple that with a whole grain. It could be rye or whole wheat or brown rice. And then always fruits and vegetables should be a regular staple for people. So I want people to add things that they may like before they take off things that they should at the end.
That's a good way. Add something you do like before you're taking things away. Okay, so maybe what examples of eat this instead of that you recommend to patients when they're making this switch?
Baked potato instead of mashed potatoes. That's one thing. I always get mocked by kids, my kids, when we go to a restaurant. I always ask for baked potato instead of mashed potato. It's not always available, but that would be one recommendation. The other thing is, simple steamed vegetables instead of French fries, for example, as a side. That's important. And then to snack, always make ready these dried grains, nuts available, so that you reach for that instead of processed carbohydrates such as crackers.
Gotcha. Hence, the baked potato is in its whole state versus the mashed potato, which has been mixed with a whole bunch of other things. I see. Okay.
Correct.
So
Correct.
This time of year, there are lots of fruits and veggies available, which is great. What are some easy ways, though, that we can increase summer fruits and vegetables in our daily planning to achieve more of a whole food plant-based diet, although throughout the year?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. When I first came to the U.S., somebody took me to a grocery store, and I saw lots of tomatoes, and I thought, oh, it must have been a tomato season. But turns out we are blessed in the US that we have everything every season, because we are getting things from everywhere. So my recommendation is, when seasonal options are available, consume that, use to your advantage. And when there is a surplus, then chop, pack, and freeze is an option for later use. So there is really no reason to waste or overuse available items. We can always pack, chop, and freeze for later use.
Okay. And when it comes to eating out, because that's definitely something that is difficult to do, to make those kinds of choices, what should people look for on the menu?
Okay, so when you eat out, do not compromise on your major dietary routines. For example, you still need to have a representation of your major macronutrients like carb source, protein choice, and vegetables. And then, like I said earlier, choose unprocessed carbohydrate choices, and then be mindful of bad, unhealthy fats. For example, trans fats or saturated fats should be avoided. If you have to use fat, it has to be monounsaturated fats like oil would be preferred. The other thing is portion size. In the US, we have problem. We can always share it with a loved one. That's what I have been doing, for example, because we tend to have large portions, too many or too much calories to consume at one setting. Either take half home or share it with family members. So the point is, do not compromise your major routine dietary habits just because you eat out.
Okay, we have just about 45 seconds. Tell me what a common pitfall or mistake is when we go grocery shopping.
Okay, so sugar is our problem, and sugar has 75 different names, and most of them are unfamiliar or unidentifiable for an average person. The best thing to protect yourself is from avoiding sugar altogether. And that is usually the trick where people are shopping. They don't know what's in the pack. So I recommend to avoid processed food.
Gotcha. Okay, the sugar for sure. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise. We appreciate it. All of this information is going to be in the To Your Wellbeing section of our website.